Alright, for this video, I'll make some really good pomegranate juice. So, pomegranates are expensive, but you actually don't need that much pomegranate. So I'm going to use pomegranate with pomegranate juice, which is sour and bitter. I'm going to use it with pear juice. It's also good with apple juice, and it's good with, especially good with grape juice because they're really sweet, the nectar, but they don't have, they don't really have that much flavor, right? So you can also use a little bit of pomegranate juice with sugar and water, but I'm going to be making a special pomegranate and pear juice. So it's not even that special, right? It's just people don't usually do this stuff, even though it's really good. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how to make the pomegranate juice. Just the juice mix with two, so it tastes like pomegranate, but isn't really sour and bitter. Let's make a nice pomegranate juice. Juice pomegranate. Alright, so first you cut just a small incision, right? Small incision in the pomegranate. And just enough of an incision, just enough of a cut so you can split it with your hands. Because if you do this and you're careful, you won't lose too many pomegranates, and you can split it into two. Look, split it into two pretty perfectly, right? And look, I didn't lose that much. There's only a few. There's like a few that went over here. I'm looking. I don't really see. I didn't drop any on the ground. They didn't go. So that's a pretty near perfect split. I like this nice round cutting board. So I'm gonna show you the nice way to take the pomegranate fruit out of the pomegranate. So you break it at the points. Break it at its breaking point. So you just look at the pomegranate, and you can see how the pomegranate comes apart. And then the skin can go over here. So pomegranate, if you know what to do, pomegranates aren't even really that messy. So you just find the breaking point. Maybe a little bit fall out, but not that many. If you don't know this stuff, you might think pomegranates are hard or a headache. But really pomegranates are pretty simple. The Delima is pretty simple. I'm taking these out without crushing them, because we can't crush them right now either, right? Or we won't get the juice. I'm not just gonna squeeze the pomegranates in my hand. So you find the incision points like that. So with a little bit of practice, it only takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of skill to actually cut the original pomegranate, and then find the breaking points where you can rip the Delima apart carefully. Like, it's not even that careful of a process, really. It's pretty easy. you can see I'm pretty easily getting through this first Delima pretty easily. Like, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. You can do it. So I'm gonna make some nice juice. I'm gonna use. Alright, so I'll tell you now. I'm gonna use the like the orange press to. I'm gonna use the orange press to carefully press the pomegranate juice out of the pomegranate without destroying the seeds too much. And then I'm going to use the juicer for the pear to get a smooth juice. And then I'm going to mix them. And that's it. That's the juice. So you could actually make probably a good amount of juice, depending on how much pomegranate flavor you want, because the pomegranate is actually cheaper. The pomegranate, if you're making juice, you don't need that much pomegranate to make the juice. And if you want, you don't need other fruit, you could just use sugar. So if you're making juice, pomegranate is not really that expensive. And pomegranates are expensive, but the quality that you get out of one pomegranate is a lot of quality if you're just eating the Delima. Because if you're just eating the Delima, you probably don't want Delima all the time. You might want it more than you get it, but you don't need Delima all the time usually. So the Delima is worth it for the amount of good sour and bitters. The value of the fruit is worth it. And if you really like it, if you really like drinking the juice, it's just cheaper anyway to use sugar or do the pomegranate juice mixed with the apple juice. So I'm gonna juice the whole thing. Maybe I don't need to juice the whole thing. Maybe I'll just start with this amount. The pomegranate juice is pretty strong, but if I'm using my juicer, what do you think, YouTube? Should I juice the whole thing, or should I just do this? I'm gonna save half of it because maybe I want to eat the pomegranate. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Maybe I'll do it later or something. Okay, I changed my mind. We're not doing it with the orange. We're doing this with the mortar and pestle. So you can't, or it'll be really bitter with the seeds. So I'm gonna carefully do this with the mortar and the pestle. You can't mash this. You have to press it just to squeeze the pomegranate seed out. This is a fine mortar and pestling. This is the fine art of squeezing the pomegranate until you squeeze the juice out, but you do not squeeze any of the seeds out. So you can do this, but this takes a finer touch. If you had a stronger sieve, if you had a stronger mesh thing, you could press it over something maybe. But I'm gonna do this with the mortar and the pestle. This is the fine art of pomegranate juice making. This is probably how people originally made pomegranate juice. So I don't really want to put too much, but I kind of want to do it all at one time. It seemed like this was the right amount. So I'm gonna try and do this carefully. It looked like it won't be that easy. So this is gonna take some fine work. Because I have to press these. I have to press these without getting the without busting the seeds. Ah, it one spray in my eyes. One spray in my eye, or it came close. So the point is, you gotta be really careful while you're doing this. You can do it this way, but this is the fine art of the mortar and the pestle. This is the scientific. We're not playing around. Scientific, no play. Real mortar and pestles, like this is like mortar and pestle, like our life depends on it. So we're just carefully mortar and pestling this pomegranate juice. And we don't really want it to squirt. Let's see. I'm already starting to worry that I'm crushing the seeds too much. Because you can't crush the seeds really, right? So like I said, this juice is really strong. So, okay, let me tell you about the mortar and the pestle. All people have the mortar and the pestle pretty much is a rock and a stone. Nice round rock. There's a reason that the mortar and the pestle is a scientific piece of equipment. It's still used in science. The mortar and the pestle is used for science. It's used for cooking. And it's used for making different things. Big ones are used for different arts and crafts and making stuff. Alright, so it's turning into more of a juice. Oh look, oh no, I don't want to spill it. I spilled a little bit, but you can see it's getting pretty juicy in there. The pomegranate juice getting pretty juicy. I didn't really bust any of the seeds. It's just kind of getting juicy. So I didn't spill that much. Guys and girls and lads. Just a tiny bit. We still have most of the juice. So I don't want to crush the seeds, but I don't want to waste this precious pomegranate juice. It's really strong and it's really good. So let me carefully finish off the rest of this pomegranate juice. So I'm gonna make a line down the middle to make sure, and then go. I'm gonna crush a line down the middle, and then I'm gonna go to the right and then to the left, or to the left and then to the right, because that way I won't be missing any big juicy ones that are still juicy. So this is the pestle and this is the mortar of Bahasa English. Bahasa British. This is the mortar. This is the pestle. I mean, this is the pestle. This is the mortar. Sorry. Wait, so let's go. I'm almost done. I'll switch this around to the right. Change the left to the right. So I didn't spill that much. I didn't get that many in my eyes. I didn't get that many on the ground. This is a very, oh, I sprayed a little right there, but not that much. So far, it's been going well, and it's a very controlled pomegranate squishing. Very controlled Delima squishing. So we're almost done with this. So the Delima juice Delima 100% original, straight plain and brutal 100% Delima juice Delima is really strong and kind of sour and bitter taste, but we're gonna be mixing it. So I'm almost done with this. I'm doing a really careful job. Well, you have to do a careful job, but I'm making sure. Okay, we got a good amount of juice. Look at all that juice. Pretty impressive, huh? So remember, that's only half the pomegranate. Look, I got the other half right here. All right, so next I'm gonna peel the pear, and then because my wife doesn't like the peels, it's a little bit bitter. I know we're making pomegranate juice, but I'm gonna make this extra special for my wife and me, because this is what I want to do, because I like pomegranate juice. I like juice Delima. And then I'm gonna put in my juicer, and we're gonna have, it's not gonna be a party, but it's gonna be better than a party. It's gonna be, well, it's gonna be really good, but it will also be a party on my tongue. So I'm gonna be glad about it. Okay, so I'm back with the word. This is how much juice it is. It's really strong. It's a lot better than the ones I've had before, and it tastes really good. The ones I had before weren't so careful, I think, about crushing the pomegranate, so it's a lot less bitter. It's still strong. So me and my wife tried a little bit, and it's really amazing. But so I'm gonna make the juice with the pear with this one, all peeled and smooth and clean, or all peeled and smooth and crisp and juicy and tangy and and then I'm gonna make a less fine one where I'm not as careful about smushing the pomegranate, but we're gonna make this fine juice. I just want to tell you about what I'm doing with the pomegranate. Okay. Well, here's a little tip for you guys. What I said with pomegranate, it's not just true with pomegranate. Hold up. Okay, so I washed the pears, but then I realized I didn't really need to because I'm peeling them anyway. So it was kind of silly. Okay, I'm talking about things. It's not just true with Delima. So a lot of the juice mixes, they use apple, or more fancy is grape, or pear, but mostly apple and grape have a subtle taste, a really light taste. So if you combine it with other fruits, the other fruits' taste will overpower the juice of the apple or the pear, especially and they're really sweet. So it's adding sugar. Uh, so you can make your juice all fruit juice and make the mix without added sugar, and just have it be apples, or if you have enough anger, if you have enough grapes. So you can make a juice that just tastes like the juice you like the like I'm doing with the Delima. So that's a way, that's like an equalizer. So it works on a lot of things. So I'm attempting the one cut pear Fruit Ninja final technique, but I'm not doing it as a video. I'm just doing it because it's actually, once you learn the technique, you don't need to do another cut. You just do one cut, right? You just do one cut. You don't. Alright, it was almost perfect. Look. Ooh. It wasn't quite perfect. It was almost perfect. I like the peels. I'm still gonna eat the peels. Look. Two cuts. That's not a perfect fruit cut. Two cuts is not a perfect Fruit Ninja final level cut. You're dying on the final Fruit Ninja boss if you're not cutting your pears in one cut. That's what my Fruit Ninja teacher taught me. Okay. So it's really hard to do. You don't have to worry about it too much. I'm not trying to complete it right now either. I'm just trying to make this juice, so it's not a big deal, right? So the Fruit Ninja, the Fruit Ninja isn't really about being perfect. It's not really about having the skills or the feats. It's actually about being a good guy and getting the job done. That is true perfection. True perfection. So you be careful and you pay attention, but you're not too careful so you don't get the job done. That was a one cut. That was a successful one cut. Successful one cut. So I passed the Fruit Ninja boss. I didn't get the extra points where it stays together and I can do the pear magic trick. But this is actually the easiest way to peel a pear. So it's like I successfully peeled the pear in one cut 2 times, right? So I'm not futzing around with ew. It's just one cut. I'm not making any turns. It's straight cut, no turns. Straight cut, no turns. Final level Fruit Ninja. I'm not the boss. I defeated the final level of real life Fruit Ninja with the one cut pear. If there's an extra level, if there's an extra practical Bua Fruit Ninja level, you're gonna have to show me, and Fruit Ninja is not really about sport. It's not. Fruit Ninja isn't about sport. It's not about who has the most fancy cut. It's not about who has the most practical cut. It's not even about mastering the art of the fruit cutting. It's about doing good. See, now I have these 3 pears cut like this. Now I can do the quick cuts, right? Quick cuts. You cut it, but you don't get the center. Cut. Perfect. Perfect cut. Perfect Fruit Ninja cut. You can tell by that and by this. That's a perfect cut. So you just have to know, yep, it's not just by feel. Oh, it's by feel and by skill. You have to know that wasn't a perfect cut. Like, you have to know your pear. So I'm making some imperfect cuts. Right, I'm going to take this opportunity. I'm going to take this opportunity of imperfection to show you how to remove. So you carefully cut a small circle. That is how you remove it. There's a bowl over here somewhere. So, like, people can pretend they're the fruit ninja boss. I mean, people can pretend they're the best at Fruit Ninja. But if you have something that's practical and not just like you're doing it for art or like to look cool, like I'm only interested if you're gonna show me some practical skills. I know there's some practical skills out there, like I've seen some practical Fruit Ninja videos, but especially like the one I do where it's the same one I do, where you peel the fruit by cutting the skin on a small incision. Oh yeah, that's the other thing you can, when you're cutting it, I forgot this. When you're cutting it, you can look down the sides to give you an idea. Because like this skin, this part's bitter. It's a little start of the seed that's bitter. But okay, so look. You look at it down the side and you can see, so if you look down the side, you can see right there where it is. And there's still a little bit of bitter there, but so it's not that idea is not perfect, but you can carve it out. So I'm not actually cutting the ends. I cut the skin off perfect, but I'm not cutting the sides perfect. It is also a feel thing. You don't really want to cut the middle out like this. You want to do it in less cuts. I saw some interesting ways to open a watermelon that might be better. Talking about other Fruit Ninjas. So, and I saw, what else I see? That's about it, really. A lot of the Fruit Ninjas, they're for sport, and it's not really practical Fruit Ninja. I mean, even sport there's some practicality in some sport. You're not totally wasting your time. Like, if you're good at the sport and the art, you'll probably be able to pick up the skill pretty easily. Okay, so I got these pears cut up. Let's make this Delima juice. Alright. So I got this Korean I got this Korean juicer. I didn't use it that much yet. So I want to use it more, but I don't feel like I can get that amount of fruit. I really like juice. So the other thing is you don't have to waste the pulp from the Korean. You don't have to waste it. You make applesauce and feed it to your kids or your babies. You mix it with sugar or something else that's sweet to make your applesauce, and you can put some spice if you want. You make spiced applesauce. You can even, if you really want it, you can put the pulp, and you can make smoothies with the pulp if you add sugar or another sweet thing. So you get some really good juice, and then you make some of the juice like the juice they sell you, right? Or you sell the juice, or you sell each juice, or you sell applesauce. There's just not really a reason to do things the worst way. So let's just try to do as good as we can, including me. Let's try to do better. Okay, let's do this. I'll show you the juicer a little bit. Alright, so I should show you the juicer, huh? Should I show it from far away first? I'll start with the juicing. These are soft enough. You can just throw the whole thing. Throw it in, no crybaby. Let me show you what's going on. My wife is good. So she's the one that washed the juicer, and I didn't realize it has two parts, or I don't know if she didn't tell me, or if I didn't hear. There's two parts. I lost a little bit of juice. I lost a little bit of juice, but not too much. A little bit of pulp might have ran loose. But I'm going to finish juicing the pear. It's all together now. I'm going to finish juicing the pear, and then I'm going to run it through one more time to purify the juice. Okay, so let me tell you a story. Pomegranate juice is really good, 100%. The way I made it is really good. Pomegranate cooler is really good with pomegranate, or it's not cooler, pomegranate juice with grape and pomegranate and Jaruk Bali, Delima, Anger, and Jaruk Bali, which is pomegranate grapes, and Anger is really good. So the story is I like pomegranate juice. I'm gonna make this really good pomegranate juice. So I purified the pear juice. This is the pear juice. This is the Delima. Alright, so this is my juice Delima. This is my pomegranate juice. I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator and clean up a little bit, and me and my wife will drink this, and we might add ice for volume. We can change it a little bit, but this is the juice. It's pretty good. It's like 2 cups of juice. This cup pretty big, like my head. So this is my juice, Delima. I'm putting it in the refrigerator. The juice is really good, and I recommend it with grape or with some Jaruk, but it's really good. I'm happy about it. And there's other ways to make more. I'll make some more. And I already told you the things you can do to stretch it, and it's actually not that expensive when you get the pear or the apple. And it's a little bit to extract the pomegranate, but it's not that bad. You could do sloppery or job, but it won't be as good. It's not that expensive with the pomegranate because you can use sugar or you can use apple or pear, and then anger is the best. You could also use some Jaruk in it. So.